once you knew, look, she's alive, she's going to make it, she's getting the help, I'm going to get my daughter back, I'm curious what you said to yourself, because as a father, and having talked to many a father that have lost children to trafficking, have lost children to drug overdoses, that have been poisoned by this fentanyl epidemic that we're having right now. I've had a lot of fathers that have looked me in the eye when they've lost a child and said, I feel like I failed my daughter. I feel like I failed my son because I let the bad people get them and now they're gone. You were able to get your daughter back. Was there a time that you beat yourself up over this? Did you feel like you failed her at some point?
I mean, absolutely. Every day I was looking for her. I had moments of doubt, depression, moments of wanting to give up, and felt like I failed because I can't find her. And then, something just kept pushing me forward to keep going, keep looking for her. And I made a vow to myself that I probably would never stop looking for her unless I found her. It was just how it is. When you're a dad and your child's missing, I think that every parent should actively play a role in looking for their child and not just rely on outside people to look for her. I believe that you need to be active and continue to look for her, your child,
Yeah.
as much as you can.
And where has her mother been in all of this?
I'd rather not comment on that.
Okay. But her biological mother is alive.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. And she's aware that her daughter went missing, and she's aware that her daughter has been found.
Yes.
Okay. And we'll leave it at that.
Yes.
Yeah,
She was upset, and she was definitely upset about it and grieving.
Okay. But she does know that she's been found at this point. Has she seen her daughter since she has been found and recovered?
Yes, she has
Okay.
seen her, and she will be visiting her also.
All right. But you have full custody of your daughter, is that correct?
That's correct at the moment. Yes.
Okay. All right. We'll leave it there. I'm not trying to create an issue there, and I don't want you saying anything that will create a problem. And you've not said anything negative about her biological mother, and I'm not asking you to at all. But you do have custody of her, and her mother's aware that she's been missing and found. I know a lot of people would be curious about that. Do you know how long she will be in recovery before she's allowed to come home and be back with you?
I don't have the answers to that right now. That's going to be up to the facility where she is. They're going to do an evaluation and see. They're going to give me an answer soon, and probably in about a week or two, I'll have some knowledge onto that question of how long this process is going to take. I believe their concern and my concern is just making sure she stays safe and getting the proper help that she needs, as we have tried in the past, and we will continue to just keep trying to do everything we can to help her.
Right, and you're comfortable that she's getting quality care where she is?
100%.
All
Yes.
right. All right. Well, we're going to take a break, and I've got some final questions for Frank, and we want to talk about the fact that somebody owned this boat, somebody was associated with this boat at least, and an arrest has been made, charges have been filed. We're going to talk about that, how Frank feels about that, and then I want to know what message he has to a sad number of parents that are walking down this same path. Worldwide, it's estimated that at any given time, over 27 million people of all ages, most of them young, are being trafficked worldwide. We'll talk about the arrest, the charges that have been filed, and what Frank has to say to parents that could be caught in this situation and how to keep your children safe. Make better sleep your New Year's resolution with Cozy Earth's best-selling bamboo sheet set and bamboo pajama set. The bamboo sheet set is crafted from 100% premium viscose from bamboo, delivering unmatched softness and breathability to keep you cool and comfortable all night. These sheets get softer with every wash and are backed by a 10-year warranty ensuring long-lasting quality. Pair your sheets with a bamboo pajama set, a timeless classic designed with soft stretch knit fabric that sleeps cooler than cotton. Its lightweight, breathable design keeps your temperature just right through the night, so you wake up feeling refreshed. Cozy Earth helps turn your home into a sanctuary where relaxation and comfort come naturally. A better year starts with better sleep. Wrap yourself in Cozy Earth. Don't wait. Head to cozyearth.com/Phil now and use my exclusive code PHIL for up to 40% off. That's cozyearth.com/Phil. If you get a post-purchase survey, say you heard about Cozy Earth from the Dr. Phil podcast. Well, we're back with Frank Gervasi here, who is a very relieved father because against all odds, after 26 days and relentless efforts, he has been able to recover his missing daughter. He believes without question that she had been caught up in sex trafficking. He got a tip from someone that told him that she was on a boat that was docked in a slip 13 miles from where he lives. And he made the trip and he went over there, and sure enough, there she was. He found her alive, not well, but alive, and he was able to rescue her and get her in the hands of the authorities and healthcare providers, where she's now in the hospital and getting the care that she so desperately needs and deserves. She was on a boat, and there were people tied to, I don't know if it's official ownership or whatever, but there has been an arrest made. And the individual that has been arrested was charged. And that individual has been charged, I believe, with rape and kidnapping and child endangerment. And so I think there has been no bond granted, and I believe the hearing is day after tomorrow, as I understand it, so we'll know more at that point. But you believe that there are others involved in this, so this may not be the only arrest. Is that right, Frank?
Yeah, I believe that there are definitely other people involved in this. I would feel pretty strongly about that. Yes, 100%.
Yeah. Have there been other young girls or boys in your area that have gone missing? Have you heard about others in the area that have gone missing, that have been found or not found over the last couple of years? Are there others that you know about?
There's a lot of missing children out here, not just in Suffolk County, but I'd say across Long Island. I think there's 4 currently missing right now. When my daughter went missing, it made us paranoid because there was a lot of kids went missing at the same time to all kind of fit Emma's description. But I would say, yeah, I mean, it's definitely a huge problem out here and across the country.
Mm-hmm. Well, it is, and I know that you were even contacted by the Petito Family Foundation. Is that correct?
That's correct. Correct. Yeah, they're awesome people.
Well, they are, and I've worked extensively with Joseph and Nicole and Tara and Jim as well, the parents and the step-parents, because we covered the Petito story extensively and are continuing to do so now, and they're just wonderful people, and I support them 100%, and I'm not at all surprised that they reached out to you in this situation, so I hope that you stay in touch with them. As you look back on this, is there anything that you would do differently, anything that you would say different, do different any way you would engage differently with Emma Ray if you had it to do over again?
I mean, there's a lot of questions that go through your head as a dad of what you could do differently and what you could, you really beat yourself up when your child goes missing. Um, I would say it's a known problem is social media is the biggest problem. I know every kid has a phone, every kid's on social media. It's still a problem that plagues my house with Emma. And it just seems no matter how hard you try to keep your kid off social media, it's almost impossible. I mean, they can even go to school and get their hands on a phone and log in from there. It's extremely difficult to keep your child away from social media at this day and age. So I think that would be one thing I would beat myself up about. Um, I mean, there's a million things that go through your head as a dad of what you could have done differently to prevent this.
Did you give her complete privacy on her social media?
No, not at all. She didn't really have a phone. She was using my wife's phone from time to time, but I guess
Mhm.
she figured a way around it.
So she didn't have a phone, but she still was able to make contact and get on these platforms.
Kids are
Mhm.
very smart.
Yeah. Um, when she comes home, will you do anything differently than you did before when she comes home?
100%. Definitely no phone at all. Zero.
Hmm.
Zero access to any outside the internet.
Hmm. And I'm sure they will tell you, and I will tell you if in case they don't. As strange as it may seem, sometimes the pull that they feel when they've been trafficked um, into this dark world can be very strong. And one of the things that I always tell people is there it's very cathartic to talk about these things and give them a voice. And it doesn't mean that you need to talk about specifics. In fact, if you ask a child to detail the specifics of things that they may have experienced during a 26-day period, for example, and they have to go back through that, that's one of the things that can cause PTSD to happen. Post-traumatic stress disorder can happen if they have to recount these things in their mind and in their brain. So there's really nothing to be gained by having them go back through that. It can be embarrassing, it can be shameful, it can be humiliating, particularly to a father. So you certainly don't want to do that. But it can be very cathartic to talk about judgment and what kind of judgments that were made, and the ability to talk to you if she's feeling uh, that kind of wanderlust where she feels like she wants to get out and get away and do things. And if you can talk to her about that and have an open dialogue about it, it can be really great so she doesn't feel the need to rebel and instead feel like you have trust in her. But that trust doesn't mean that you give her more than she can handle, because children's brains aren't through growing for her for another 11 years here. And the last thing that grows is the ability to see around corners. So please remember that as we go forward. Frank, thank you for talking to me tonight, sir.
I appreciate you, and if you can, if by any chance, if you have any good recommendations for a trauma therapist out here on Long Island, that would be amazing.
Uh,
Um, I'd just like to touch on one other subject real quick, and I know you have to go, but there are predators everywhere. You don't necessarily need a phone to get into trouble these days with your kids. So
you
just
bet.
be
Uh,
diligent and keep an eye on your children.